how to Google like a doctor is the most important investment you can make on your health and the health of the people closest to you. This does not replace the medical advice you get from your doctor. In fact, this actually improves it. Let me explain. By doing some research about your health going into a doctor's appointment, you get to have a more meaningful conversation, resulting in the best recommendation. We all know that healthcare charges an arm and a leg. Why not squeeze every minute of that visit? The problem is most people are looking in the wrong places. And so I've tailored this tutorial to show you how to find high quality health information online for free without a degree in 5 simple steps. But that's not all. This skill is only limited by your imagination. From a medical topic like Alzheimer's disease to some trending fad diet like paleo, or the health benefits of a fruit like blueberry, you can find information about any health topic online from the experts for free. Any health topic. Again, not just for you, but also the people you care most about. Let's get into the tutorial. We are going to use a website called PubMed. If there was a fountain of knowledge for health and wellness, this is it. PubMed is a search engine used to search for peer-reviewed journal articles. Peer-reviewed means that they were closely examined by experts in that field. Journal articles could be defined as articles published in academic journals. Some of the most prestigious academic journals are the New England Journal of Medicine, JAMA, and Nature's Review Immunology. An easy way to remember this is that PubMed is a lot like Google, where you can search for news articles. And these news articles are published by traditional media outlets such as the New York Times, Fox, and CNN. PubMed contains over 37 million journal articles in fields such as biomedicine, health fields, life sciences, behavioral sciences, chemical sciences, and bioengineering. And the PubMediverse is only growing as new discoveries are made daily. In the biomedical field alone, it's estimated that 2 papers are added each minute. For this tutorial, I have a friend who was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and so I'd like to find some information on the basics of this disease, what it is, any blood tests that are required, and go-to treatments. Now, let's type in the search bar type 2 diabetes. One of the unfortunate problems with these articles is that most are behind a paywall. In order to access these articles, you need to be affiliated with an institution. Many of you watching, myself included, aren't part of those groups, and so we'll have to improvise. We need to filter our search results for articles that are open access. This means that it is free to access online. As an FYI, open access doesn't mean lower quality. Under text availability, I'm going to check free full text, which filters for open access articles. In the search results, you can also see the tag of free article or free PMC article. Both are fine. The next filter I want to add is under article type and check review, as we're looking for review articles. Review articles are the best to start out with because they review a certain topic. The last filter I want to add is under publication, and I want to select 5 years. This filters for only articles that were published within the last 5 years. In the search results, you can look here to find out when each of these articles were published. The second way to apply this filter is up above. The graph breaks down your search results by published year. You can also see how many were published in each year if you hover over them. Since most fields are constantly evolving, it's generally a best practice to look for recently published articles. And now, we have a more refined selection of articles to look at. And yes, you could get these articles straight from Google by just adding the PubMed keyword. This is the simpler method. However, this can be hit or miss because it might take you to articles that are not open access. Reading about a super detailed topic for the first time takes a long time. It may also come with a few migraines, sleepless nights, and a few other fun surprises. Trust me, I know. Which is why we need to look at a couple things. We want to make sure the article has what we're looking for. For each interesting title in the search results, I'll open the article's profile on a separate tab. This will just make it easier to flip back to. The first thing to look at is the title, which gives a pretty good idea of what type of content is written in the article. These titles are usually quite informative and reflect the content discussed in the article. Always read the abstract. This is the most important step before reading the actual article. It's basically a short summary of the entire article written by the authors in the actual article. This is something I always review because I'd rather spend 5 minutes reading the abstract than rolling the dice and reading a 10 to 15 page article only to find out it didn't have what I was looking for. Now we're going to open the full article. Notice that there are several links that open the full article depending on your preference. The top link takes you to the article on the journal's website. From there, you can download the PDF version. The location of the download button will vary depending on the website. I prefer reading articles as PDFs, especially when the articles have interesting tables or graphics that I want to zoom in on. Usually, the graphics are kind of hard to look at from the browser view. Or if you want to take notes, the PDF version is the preferred option. The second option is the bottom link. Only a few articles have this. PMC stands for PubMed Central. This links to the PubMed Central library, which is a brother database to PubMed. PubMed Central gives you the article in a browser version. The beauty of PubMed Central is that it's a huge time saver when jumping into rabbit holes. As I'm reading the article, and let's say I come across a very interesting paragraph or sentence in the article, PubMed Central will give you a hyperlink to that study. If we wanted to find the same thing from reading the PDF version, we would have to find the citation number, scroll to the reference section, match the citation number, look up the article title, question your existence. Just use PubMed Central if you have the choice. You can thank me later. Oh, and by the way, PubMed Central will have the link to the PDF version of the article as well. Sometimes these buttons may not always appear on screen because of glitches or bugs. If you type in the URL doi.org/ and then copy paste the DOI number, this will take you to the same place. All journal articles have a DOI link to it. On the article's profile, there are PubMed Central ID or DOI hyperlinks, which can take you there as well. Okay, we pulled the article, let's actually read it. The next step is the hardest step, which is why I recommend review articles to start out with. They have a simple layout very similar to a non-fiction book. You'll see the abstract, which is the same thing we read on PubMed. After that, we go into the actual article. There's an introduction or background section, followed by chapters depending on the topic, conclusions, and references. When you see a word you don't know, just Google it. This is part of the learning process. For the purposes of this example, and will likely be the case when you're doing your own PubMed searches, you won't get all the information you're looking for in a single article. You will likely have to read several articles to find what you're looking for. However, the first article and the goal of this tutorial will give you context on the topic, which you can build off of as you learn more from reading the next article, and the next article, and the next, using this 5-step process. As a pro tip, the beauty of PubMed is that it can help you find similar articles. There's 3 buttons on the right side of the screen. My favorite is the Cited by Other Articles, which basically lists recently published articles that reference this article. So in a way, we can follow the scientific discussion to the present. Sometimes I may find an interesting article based on the title and abstract, but it was published a long time ago. I can use this drop-down to see if there are more recent articles written about this topic. Finding articles and then reading them will be extremely uncomfortable for many, especially at the beginning. You will get stuck. I was in your shoes almost 6 years ago, and this was the case for every doctor, pharmacist, and nurse in school. But like all skills, it takes practice. It will get easier if you put in the reps. Pick the topics that are of interest to you and the people you care about.